Hello again, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs. Now, we come into a very particular area here. In fact, before I even begin, let's just say, the glare that I've been bringing up every single video up until now is even worse than this one. But, Toa of Light wants to be lit, and that makes perfect sense, given his element. So I did include the other one here. That was a little bit further out of the glare, so you guys could get a pretty good view there for us. And I even brought out a little Rahkshi there for little time, little memorial there for the guy. Now this guy's missing his gear stuff, but I always keep him in this pose anyways, for whatever reason. I just really like the way it looks on them. I mean, like knee articulation. What is Lego gonna think of next? Or Technic, Lego, whatever. Those guys are always coming up with crazy ideas. Now, here we go. This is, another trilogy coming around from like the Rahkshi trilogy or maybe the Toe of Light trilogy. Things get a little weird, gets a little boring on this one maybe, though that art cover on this one with Vakama is probably a favorite of mine as well. But before we get started on, getting to, Vakama and things like that, let's go ahead and get started on the first comic of this trilogy here for us. That is Unleash the Rahkshi here. Yep, all right, it's focusing now. Now this is a very good one just because it has, the first appearance of the Rahkshi on a cover, the only appearance of a Rahkshi on a cover as far as I understand. Now, I'll probably end up correcting myself later down the road. But this is fine cover art. You can even see the Karada there at the bottom. Fantastic. Doesn't even have all of them, I think. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, no, it has all of them. Some of them are just hiding there in the back. But fantastic. Now, this is my only copy of issue 13, so this is probably going to be one of those ones that do get a yellow sticker, even though the shape of this one isn't that bad. The spine is pretty okay. There's some creasage from whatever that I can see. I don't know if you guys are seeing it really well on the camera. But it's not bad. This is what I would call like decent, maybe almost fine even. And then, hey, look, 6 Heroes, 1 Destiny. This is, I guess, when the books were coming out from Scholastic. I actually do own all of these too. Well, except the official guide, I think. I have the encyclopedia one that came out a little bit later. But this, very, very fine issue right here. I'm going to leave this out for just a moment just so I could discuss the very next one here. Now, this one is the copy that I bought very recently. Now, I wanted to keep it out for a bit just because the quality of it is fantastic. So much so that I'm even afraid to handle it for a bit. Like the spine on it is great. I mean, you can see some creasage. I mean, the foil covers like this always tend to make that a little bit more pronounced. But fantastic. And I thought I did a good job keeping mine good. Now, just kids for sure. My brother definitely read through his quite a bit before I asked him, hey, can I have it? I don't think he was very fond of the comic itself. There wasn't too much going on. We already seen The Mask of Light, the movie, of course, so nobody was really too worried about it. But my copy, I think, is something that is, I thought was pretty good. So before I handle this even more, I'm going to go ahead and immediately put it inside of a bag and boarding one because that is fantastic quality, at least by my standards. And if I could get like every comic as good as this one, just bam, that's beautiful, that'd be amazing. Likely not to happen, not with my budgets, but good stuff nonetheless there. I guess I'll go ahead and put this one in its bag as well. Part of the reason for this series is that I'm trying to bag and board every single one of these now that I finally have a complete collection. It may not be the final as far as it goes with the inventory and everything, but it is complete now. And I want a way to display that or do whatever I need to with it as things go on in the future. So let's get this guy out of the glare a little bit. Keep these guys to the side. again, this is the way I used to store them. This was kind of before I knew I wanted to collect, but I wasn't really doing the research on it. And put them inside these polyurethane Ziploc bags, whatever they could fit in there. And even this, these ones that come in with these really old school ones, these are like military issued or something, some cheapness that came out with it. Um, these are probably the poorest quality ones, but I kept them for the ones that weren't already in good condition in the comics. But anyways, let's get back to it. So this is my brother's and I's copies from, you know, a million years ago or whatever. So I'm gonna pull out my brother's first if I can find the opening. There we go. And just pulling it out, you will immediately see the difference of quality from the last one that I showed you. How much creasage there is on the spine, how much the foil's kind of bending throughout the cover there for us. You can even see that the painting, the art has been affected here with the spine itself as well. So, you know, this one is not the greatest condition, but it is my brother's copy. I've always held on to it. Some of the art on the inside, this one I'm a little less afraid to open and handle. You can see some of this cool stuff going on here. Now, art's always been good as far as look at that little Nike. I wonder how much those are going for these days. But anyways, you know, on the back there's the advertisement for the Mask of Light movie, Rahkshi Unleashed. You even get a little imagery about what the way they're going to look like in the movie and stuff like that. Now, interesting story. When the movie was coming out, I think there was like a release date or something for it. I don't really see it on here, but like I remember it was like, oh yeah, in the Lego Club magazine or something like that. This was the release date, and you know we ended up getting it like a month earlier, but so did many others. I'm not really sure why that happened. Maybe because it was like a straight to DVD release or something like that. But my dad got like a month earlier. He surprised us, and we're like, whoa, holy crap! Oh man, this is amazing. You know, we get to see it early and stuff. No, apparently we weren't the only ones seeing it early or anything like that. Now inside of its bag, my brother's copy. Go ahead and move mine over here very quickly as well. Just put this guy to the side. I'm making a mess of everything now. As you can tell, the space on my desk is already quite limited, let alone me trying to film and, you know, boarding bag and everything like that. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. I want to make sure I get this on film, so you know, I've been putting it on paper and pen for so long that you know, it'd be nice to go ahead and you know, just refresh myself by going onto a YouTube channel that I already have and seeing how I could do things there. Let's see if I can get my own copy open. There we go. Now, this is my copy of the book. I knew for the longest time when this first came out, in fact, that this was something special. The appearance of a seventh Toa on a comic book cover. So again, you still see some of the creasage there, but it's a much better condition than my brother's, if I don't say so myself. But I did want to make sure this was prepared because in my mind, when was this? 2003. I was like 8 or something, and I was just thinking to myself, well, maybe 9 now, September. Well, no, that doesn't matter. But I was thinking to myself, a seventh Toa, Toa of light. That's completely unheard of. How can there be more than 6 Toa? That's impossible. Lego wasn't going to come up with something more revolutionary than this for a long time, or you know, so I thought. But either way, it was still a very special comic because it was all foil already. It had Takanuva on the front art there for us, and it was beautiful. There was no better way to introduce this on cover art, the seventh Toa, Toa of Light for me, anyways. And even as a kid, I really appreciated it. And I made sure that if I ever wanted to read a copy, I was only ever going to read one. That would have been my brother's, and try to touch this one as less as I can. Of course, there was a time when I was storing comics before I decided I was going to start collecting the Bionicle ones, that they were just kind of out. They were stacked on top of each other in like a drawer that didn't see any light really. So probably could have done a better job preserving some of the quality before I start putting them in like Ziploc bags and stuff like that. But you know, I'm okay with that. I didn't know. They're still pretty good, and I'm cool. Now we come up to these guys right here. This is issue number 15 of BIONICLE. I have 2 copies of this right now. These are my original copies, my brother and my own, from that time period. Now, this is this is the big pin drop, the big reveal here of Vakama secret. Like I was thinking, oh yeah, there's no way there's going to be a 7-toe. Now they're just gonna, or there's not going to be any more toe. It's just going to be the story of how they awaken Montanui. It has to be coming to a conclusion here soon. Apparently not. I mean, obviously they were kind of already teasing some things in the future, and I think maybe they had him here. Yes, just like that. Yeah, I got to show you guys the back arts a little bit more on some of these, because man, I should have done it for some of the early ones, because some of the early ones had these fantastic, teasers for what was coming next. And I think one of the ones was like the Rahkshi. That was really, really intense, at least for my younger self. Now we have a couple of here. Brother's copy again, my own. Not bad quality. I don't know if I'm going to put a yellow stamp on these guys, because I don't really know if I care. These guys are pretty okay quality for me. I know that this one, number 13, Unleash the Rahkshi, is definitely going to get a yellow sticky note. I need to get another copy of this one, hopefully one that is of much better quality than the one I already own. Not that this one is terrible, so to speak, but I would like it to be greater, I'm being honest. So I got that there. So let's go ahead and bag these, starting with my brothers. Let's see if they have any good art in here. Ah, yes. Now, I remember these little advertisements in the middle here for us as well. This was coming up with a lot of the Matoran that were coming out there for the whatchamacallit, Metronui, my apologies. But yeah, I remember looking at these and I was like, oh cool, they can shoot stuff. This is so cool. These must be the new Toa Vakama was talking about, right? At the very end of this. No, it was not the new Toa, for sure. Oh, look, they have little toothbrushes. I forgot about those. I never had a bionicle toothbrush. That would have been cool. I would have probably done it a lot more as a kid for sure if I did. But, good little teasers like that come out of these for us. And again, I guess what I really wanted to show you, this is my better copy, so I'm a little more afraid to handle it as I can and should. But right here, this particular image right here was the revelation of a new age. Of course, more Mask of Light advertisements, but just that simple line. You are not the first Toa. And I always appreciated how the comics can sort of bring some sort of life-like emotions to these Toa, and the other people, or the other Matoran in the Turaga. Like, they managed to create expressions without altering the work too much of it, the art of it too much. And even from the front cover alone, you can see that. And I think that's why I really appreciate this particular one too, because just the reflection. Now, I'm not sure I necessarily agree with the mask color. It looks more like a copper mask of victory that Vakama is wearing here, as opposed to his usual orange, what is it, Huna? Concealment. But that's there for that. But, in any case, good stylistic choice. And we'll go ahead and get this guy in his bag too. And there we go. I'm not sure if I have any more to say about these particular sets of comics. I'm happy with these. I don't think I need another issue 15, despite the revelation at the end. Definitely, like I said, I am going to need one of Unleash the Rahkshi. And let's make sure my finest copy of a hero will be revealed. Now this, like I said, was always a very special one to me, just because I knew even as a kid this was a big revelation for Bionicle at the time, anyways. But many more twists and turns were coming up. In fact, like I said with this one, or what I showed here on this one rather, these were not the first Toa. Now, an entirely whole new, I don't even want to call it a saga, an entirely new story arc was coming out about who the original Toa were and why Mata Nui got into the state it did when the Toa Mata and the Toa Nuva came to the island and found out things were a little bit off. But has Makuta been defeated? Not yet. There's a whole mess that's coming out here for us, and I'm going to go ahead and get that to you in the next video. But for now, you guys have yourself a good one. Take care.